As it turns out, Justin Trudeau will not be attending the Calgary Stampede this year. This news came in the wake of Liberal MPs calling for his resignation. This from the Globe and Mail. Trudeau will no longer be going to the Calgary Stampede as some Liberal MPs call for his resignation. Now, this news broke on Friday. The Toronto Star saying Liberal MP pens letter to caucus calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. We need new leadership. Long is forcing a conversation the Prime Minister had hoped to escape. Of course, he dropped this news on a Friday. This is how they bury the news, but hey, it still exists. New Brunswick MP Wayne Long has openly called for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to resign, penning a letter to caucus members Friday afternoon. The Star has learned. Now, in this letter, he says, for the future of our party and for the good of our country, we need new leadership and a new direction. The voters have spoken loud and clear. They want change. I agree. This is in response to the recent by-election in Toronto that the Liberals had held. It was a stronghold for over 30 years, and they had lost, despite throwing the kitchen sink at that election. I'm told more than a handful of MPs were ready to sign Long's letter. It was understood it would leak to the media and start a national conversation. Of course, it would leak to the media. This is the whole point of this. This is how they actually, try the waters to see how the public will react to news like this. A backbencher throws out this, but of course, many MPs who feel the same way as Long weren't ready to put their necks on the line for such a public fashion. Interestingly enough, it's mutiny because Trudeau has made the Liberal brand so unpopular. They're afraid that they won't get reelected, but they're also afraid to put their neck on the line when it comes to such an important thing, like booting the Prime Minister from his seat. But this is, of course, you're not going to find a lot of courage on the Liberal camp here. A majority, if not the vast majority of caucus want to see the Prime Minister step down. And our Ontario Liberal MP told me Friday, of course, not wanting their names to be known, as that might have some sort of consequences for them. So it's no wonder that Justin Trudeau doesn't want to show up to another one of these public events. The last one, of course, was criticized all the way across social media. This is Justin Trudeau having a fun little dance party at some night market in Ontario. Of course, 25% of Canadians now believe they live below the poverty line. Here's Justin Trudeau. It's time to celebrate. Of course, that showing, you didn't get to see the whole picture. Here's Ryan Gerritsen showing a better picture of what was going on at the scene. And he's pointing out that Trudeau can't go anywhere without an enormously large security detail and extra police. Here we have 200 cops surrounding him at a barbecue. It's no wonder he canceled the Calgary Stampede. All events would have had to be closed off and vetted. Then when you are hated so much, the places you can grow limited. It really is the case. Now, over the Canada Day long weekend, rather, we could see, Zoltan putting this out there, the amazing Zoltan on X, saying Happy Canada Day weekend from Justin Trudeau's Canada, of course, showcasing the tent cities that a lot of people are living in. This is the results of Trudeau. Exactly. These are the fruits of the labor that the Liberal Party has put in. Vesper on Twitter pointing out, I think Justin Trudeau has not resigned because he doesn't decide, but everyone in bed with him does. He may wish to resign, but when you get in deep with this greedy, corrupt, wealthy people, you're not exactly free to do what you want. You're told. An example, SNC-Lavalin. They were told what to do and they just went along with it. Now, with all this unpopularity, they are really still trying to garner some sort of damage control, I guess is what you could call this. But it just really gets cringe at this point. Jason James pointing out a video, a really scripted, awful video Trudeau did with some young comedian here. This is so painfully scripted, and it's hard to watch between this poorly acted exchange and Kamala Harris saying she's out there in the streets. I can't tell which Liberal campaign is losing young people faster. Here's a little blurb from this.
Wait, I have a few more ideas I think you're going to find really interesting.
Okay,
so I heard from Bert that you were giving a bunch of money to the provinces for housing.
Yep, we're putting money on the table with big strings attached for ambition.
But I also heard some of the provinces aren't taking it. So here's what I think. You cut out the middleman. You give me the, how much is it?
It's $5 billion for infrastructure.
You give me the $5 billion, and I will spend at least half of it on housing of sorts.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
You don't have to decide right now.
Okay.
So, incidentally, this must be like some sort of Freudian slip. We're not going to do that because we only give our Liberal insiders all that cash, which has been coming out in the media for all of these large expenditures that have been going out. A majority of them have been pocketed by insiders in the bureaucracy and in the Liberal Party. It's unbelievable that they would even put something out like that because, the joke, we get it, but the joke is really on us at the end of the day because that's exactly what you have been doing. Now, because of this, even international media is talking about Canadian politics. We have an Australian news agency, Sky News, talking about Pierre Poilievre, the best opposition leader in the world at the moment.
Good morning, bonjour, and welcome to Outsiders, the show that is to woke identity politics, left-wing elitism, and virtue-signalling hypocrites what Canadian opposition leader Pierre Poilievre is to Justin Trudeau.
The Conservatives continue to protect the wealthiest instead of supporting Canadians.
The honourable leader of the opposition.
That's a little bit rich coming from him as he raises taxes on single moms for the crime of driving to the grocery store while he treats himself to a jet-setting experience where the food on the plane of a 6-day trip was $220,000. Beef brisket, parsley potatoes with truffle oil, beef tenderloin with port wine sauce, braised lamb shanks, and even cheesecake with pistachio brittle. Mr. Speaker, with Canadians lined up at the food bank, what's on the menu for this Prime Minister this summer?
Unreal.
The best opposition leader in the world, bar none. It's the pistachio brittle.
Pistachio brittle. But yes, this is Trudeau living in largesse while Canadians are suffering. Again, the numbers coming in that 25% of Canadians are living below the poverty level, and you see such largesse coming from the Prime Minister. And this is just again one more example of it. But Cory Morgan putting it out there, the only thing more dangerous than a political leader desperate for re-election is one who realizes they no longer have anything left to lose. So you get used to this behavior because you're going to see more and more of it, and probably more egregious. And I'm obviously worried about the legacy that's going to be left behind. As Contrarian points out here on X, saying Trudeau just appointed another lifelong Liberal to the Senate. He now has appointed 82 out of 105 of our Senate, or 78% of them. This is something that's going to live on beyond the Trudeau administration. This is going to live on long after his cabinet. Do Canadians understand what this means? He was also a member of the International Association of French-Speaking Parliamentarians and interim leader of the Liberal Party of New Brunswick, and now he is a permanent fixture in the bureaucracy of Canada. This is what we're going to be dealing with moving forward into the future. But I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. It's absurd to see this is the state of Canada. And of course, we all know that Jagmeet Singh is the one man between Canadians and an election in this country. This is probably going to be the first time. Would this be the first time that a minority government made it to the scheduled next election? Usually an election is called much longer before, but they have this quasi majority with the NDP Liberal coalition, as it were. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.